to share with us their ideas and their innovations and hopefully bring them to a global audience. Many of the topics come from our community, with scholars and faculty expressing an interest in many of the discussions that we're about to have. HLA programs are built on 6 pillars. The leader is an innovator and entrepreneur, the leader is a communicator, the leader is a manager, the leader as a negotiator, the leader as a follower, and the leader as a philosopher. If you are interested in becoming a HLA scholar, why not get in contact? Many of the episodes in HLA Live will cover one or more of these important pillars. The HLA team consists of Pedra, Eamon, Tim, Riddy, Alistair, Adil and Trisha, and a range of other HLA scholars and faculty. In episode 22 of HLA Live, we're looking at Cohort 1 of the HLA Scholars programme. We're looking back and seeing where are they now.
Hello, I'm Pedra Rabi'i, one of the faculty members of the Healthcare Leadership Academy. I'm filling in today for Johan Malawana. The purpose of this interview is to get to know you better. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're currently doing an IBSc in osteology, the study of bones? That's quite interesting. And so, have you spoken to any previous scholars or faculty members of the Healthcare Leadership Academy?
Hello, I'm Dina. I was one of the scholars back in the very first pilot cohort of the Healthcare Leadership Academy back in 2017, which was really great, quite different to how it is now in that it was much smaller scale. It was quite a small group of us and our base at the time was touch surgery. So that was a really great experience.
Hello, my name's Ahmed and I was in the 2017 cohort of the HLA. The main thing I learnt from the HLA was that leadership is ultimately a mindset rather than a title, and you have the ability to develop it through experience and reflection.
I think there were really 2 main things I learnt from my time with the HLA in my first year. The first was that of practical skills, so learning how to present, learning how to be more confident when you're speaking to a large audience, learning how to manage teams, learning how to inspire them, make them enthusiastic. The second thing I'd say is sort of a question of humility. I think being exposed to fascinating, really impressive leaders all the way across the spectrum, both within and beyond medicine, makes you realise that actually they're human too. They've done really amazing and impressive things, but they did it not without ever making mistakes, but actually by overcoming those mistakes and making themselves work through them and be better. I think it was that experience of learning those practical skills and being inspired by deeply human, really kind and really helpful individuals who showed us that actually you can make mistakes and you can still get where you want to go and help people. I think it was those 2 main lessons I took away from the HLA.
By the time I joined the HLA, I'd had quite a few leadership positions already. However, even though I knew I enjoyed being a leader, I didn't really know if I had the right skills and whether I was using them correctly. So I think that is definitely the main thing I got from being a scholar in the first cohort of the HLA. It was learning skills such as networking and the use of social media that really, with other people that are like-minded and in a similar position to me, that really helped me piece together all of the kind of leadership positions and components that I'd done in the past, and made me reflect on what I could have done differently before and what I want to do again in the future. And not only that, as I say, I got to meet lots of like-minded people, and that was an invaluable part in itself.
Hi, I'm Shreya Batrinarayanan, one of the founding scholars of HLA's first cohort. So HLA's primary aim is to nurture and empower healthcare students and young professionals as we develop our leadership skills. As one of the founding scholars, I had the privilege to shape the future of this organization from its infancy. Moreover, I also got the support to develop my leadership skills and the nudge that was required for me to think outside the box to deliver modern, innovative solutions to current healthcare problems.
So what did I actually learn being part of the first HLA cohort? So I believe the HLA programme definitely instills a new layer of confidence and determination to undertake projects that you possibly thought you initially couldn't do. Being part of the first HLA cohort, I was able to meet in such an inspiring group of scholars, and I've definitely made lifelong friends.
Hi, my name is Becca Lissmann and I was one of the original scholars in the first cohort at the Healthcare Leadership Academy. Being part of the HLA was exciting for me because there was an opportunity to be around other people in medicine who were interested in the same things. People who were interested in leadership, not because of the position, but because of the changes that they wanted to see in healthcare and in society more broadly.
So how have these skills helped me in the real world? Going through the HLA programme has definitely allowed me to build on my existing skills, but also learn new skills, which then propelled me to take on new projects and new roles with confidence.
I think it was this powerful idea which allowed me to develop the Whitefield Access Project. Whitefield is the name of my old secondary school. And this was an initiative which aims to dismantle the socio-economic barriers deterring disadvantaged sixth form students from entering higher education. I brought together a team and we achieved this through the provision of workshops and mentoring. It started in my old school, but it reached a point where we were mentoring and delivering workshops to hundreds of students per year.
So I've definitely learnt a lot in the HLA. I think first and foremost, if you kind of take leadership, I think it's really made me appreciate that, leadership is about building a culture, one that you and others want to be a part of, and a culture that is amenable to change, amenable to innovation, one that can, help you to achieve your shared goals. And I think that kind of mindset is, been really beneficial. And kind of further on from that, I think that one of the best things about the HLA is the really flat hierarchy. So when I started, I was a penultimate year medical student, and there are people of kind of all seniorities throughout the HLA. And I think that that's something that makes it so special and so unique is, you always feel empowered to speak up and empowered to speak your mind. And I think that's a skill to kind of take forward generally. Moreover, I think that we've been so lucky to have exposure to such a great range of speakers, both kind of medical and non-medical. We've kind of, gained some little nuggets from them along the way, how to kind of approach things, personal skills to take forwards into your career and into your own life. So I've been really fortunate to be a part of this great experience and this big learning curve.
The program encouraged me to take on projects to bring about a positive change in the environment around me. I got the opportunity to build on the newfound knowledge I gained from my mentorship at the HLA and have been utilizing it in all the opportunities that come my way.
The skills I learned while being a scholar with the HLA have helped me most obviously with my more formal leadership roles that I've had since being a scholar. But I would say that they have helped me in a more wider setting as well. One good example is with my interactions with patients at work. A lot of the time, a lot of the interactions and relationships you have with them is about kind of bringing them on board and understanding why you're doing certain things that you're doing while they're in hospital. And I think a lot of that is to do with being able to negotiate, being able to communicate, and being able to get your point forward, all things that I learned in the HLA. So it definitely has much wider impacts than just being kind of in a more formal leadership role.
The skills I gained at the Healthcare Leadership Academy stood me in good stead. I applied successfully for an academic foundation programme post in medical leadership and management where I could develop my skills even further. Also during my foundation programme, I was elected as chair of the Junior Doctor Representative Committee. I managed a team of around 18 doctors and worked closely with the CEO and medical director of the hospital. The committee and I were able to improve exception reporting, ensure there was individual surgical cover at night, and oversee the budget for the Fatigue and Facilities Charter. Of course, when COVID hit, I also joined the silver level management team, and after COVID, we were successful in local negotiations, ensuring that junior doctors were paid for the extra work they did.
So it helps me all the time. It helps me when I'm involved in running conferences, if I'm giving lectures or giving webinars online, as we all have been so much in this last year. It's also partly been really helpful because of the network which you carry with you after the HLA. Unfortunately, there's no escaping the HLA once you're in, and you've got this huge family around you of other people who are progressing through their careers at the same level that you are, and they'll all be involved in 1,000 fascinating different things over the course of the year. You can get involved with those, you can help each other, you can inspire each other, and it's carrying that network through your career, which I think has been really, really positive for me, really beneficial, I think, for everyone else as well.
I'm currently working as an IMT1, so in my first year of internal medical training at Imperial. I'm on intensive care at the moment, but I'm hoping to pursue a career in oncology. I'm still really heavily involved in the HLA, so I am the mentoring lead and on the faculty, which means that I work with a great team of people in the running and developing of the mentoring programme.
Since then, I've actually joined the board of governors for a local comprehensive secondary school. And the reason I did this is because it will allow me to act on my passions for educational equality from a more executive position.
So to tell you a bit about myself, I'm a feminist and I'm fascinated by pregnancy, labour and birth. And I'm also really interested in global health and sociology of health. So given that, I'm now doing the Diploma in Tropical Medicine and Hygiene at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. I've actually decided to continue and do the Masters so that I can develop my sociology skills further and also gain a bit more research experience. In the future, I'm hoping to apply and begin my training in obstetrics and gynecology.
So what am I doing now? I'm currently an F2 doctor and look forward to finishing the foundation programme, but I've also continued to be involved with the HLA. I've currently undertaken one of the roles as a HLA cohort director, and I look forward to working with the scholars.
In terms of what I'm doing at the moment, so I'm an Imperial Public Health Registrar, so I've been with Public Health England during the pandemic over the last year, but I've also in my spare time been working in A&E a lot, spending a lot of time on the front line when clinical services have been most stretched, so combining my clinical work in A&E with my public health work with Imperial.
I am an academic foundation doctor working in medical education and simulation. I am also the co-principal investigator for the recovery trial, which is currently the world's largest clinical trial looking at offering therapeutic drugs for patients with COVID-19 at my hospital. During my spare time, I'm also the Health Hub Advisor at the University of California, San Francisco, where I mentor individuals to attain the support and professional development they need to grow and build successful ventures.
So now 4 years on since being a scholar myself, I co-direct the newly formed Belfast cohort, which started this year in 2020. It's been an unusual year to start a cohort with it all being kind of online and not being able to meet face to face. However, that's brought new and fresh challenges which I've been excited to meet. Clinically, I am currently taking some time out of training and I work in Belfast. Currently working as a haematology SHO, but I am applying for public health training in London to start in August 2021, I hope.
So why should you apply to the HLA? Simply because you won't regret it.
There are three main reasons you should get involved in the HLA. The first is it's going to inspire you. You're going to have the opportunity to meet some of the really fascinating leaders across medicine and beyond medicine who can talk to you about their own experiences, how they got where they are at the moment, and talk to you about how you can follow in their footsteps if you'd like to. And the second thing I'd say is networking. You will meet an amazing array of people all around the country, from medicine, from midwifery, from nursing, paramedics, a whole range with fascinating skills and really amazing things to contribute. And you'll be carrying those contacts, those friends, all the way through your future career. I think the third thing I'd say is the practical skills that you'll develop in the HLA will be invaluable to you as you move forward. That means helping you learn how to speak publicly, how to convey what you really want to be conveying in public meetings, to make sure you understand how you're coming across to the world. And I think it's those practical skills combined with that networking experience and the inspiration you'll get from meeting some of the fascinating people that you'll meet in the HLA that will make the whole thing really worthwhile.
The HLA inspires its scholars to make changes that could transform the lives of the individuals in our society. It will nurture and empower you to develop your leadership and management skills in order to find innovative solutions to real-world problems.
There are a couple of reasons why I say you should definitely apply to the HLA. The first thing is that you are able to learn so many skills that you would not necessarily be able to learn from a book or necessarily be able to learn from just kind of on-the-job experience. And I say that because you need people that are willing to teach you and are good at teaching you these skills in order to learn them. You wouldn't necessarily get that when you're kind of put into a leadership role. So if you want to really solidify and improve your leadership, then this program is for you. And secondly, and I always say this, is that the HLA community is honestly one of the most friendly groups that I've been a part of, particularly in the healthcare world. Everyone's so friendly and welcoming, and everyone wants you to genuinely do your best. And I really, really enjoy being a part of the community that works together like that.
So if you're even thinking about applying, I definitely think you should. When I saw the advert all those years ago, it was actually only 2 days before the deadline, and I just dropped everything to put an application in. So why should you apply? For me, it's about the people more than anything else. Some of my closest friends I met at the HLA, and of course there's this community, this global community that's just growing and growing.
The HLA also exposed me to some incredible students and healthcare workers. Most of us actually still keep in regular contact. This is made possible through the annual retreats that the HLA offers. And we just take the time to see each other throughout the year whenever we have days off. One of the things that struck me about my peers was their involvement in research, and how even though they were quite young, they still felt that they could meaningfully contribute to evidence-based literature. This kind of inspired me to also engage in research, and I am now on the Academic Foundation program and have managed to co-author 9 peer-reviewed publications. It was certainly the HLA which made me feel it's never too early, and which also gave me the courage to approach seniors and ask for opportunities. If you're considering the HLA but don't feel you had the CV, or feel the other applicants might be better than you, I would encourage you to get rid of those ideas and just go for it. When I started, I think I was only a third-year medical student, and at no point did I feel that I wasn't taken seriously because of my junior status.
So you should definitely apply for the HLA. I 100% don't regret my decision. I think it's been such an instrumental part of my kind of career choices moving forward. So I've met some incredible, really inspiring, like-minded people who are doing some really impressive things. And I'm lucky that some of those people that I've met have really become friends for life. I've also been exposed to some really brilliant opportunities that I've been so lucky to be a part of. I think, in summary, if you're a passionate person, if you're ambitious, if you are interested in leadership and you want to make a change, then I think the Healthcare Leadership Academy is the perfect kind of environment to grow and to reach your goals. I think it's the perfect culmination in being able to realise all of that. So 100% you should apply if you're interested, and good luck.
I just need a yes or no.
Thank you to everyone that made tonight's episode possible. Whenever our scholars are thinking about complex problems facing our health systems, we encourage them to think about how they make significant change in the world of healthcare. We are incredibly lucky to have some incredible scholars in the HLA. They use the HLA as a platform to take their ideas and bring them to fruition. If you are interested in the work of the HLA, why not join us at one of our future HLA events? Why not join one of our programs? Why not even become a HLA scholar? Thank you for joining us. My name is Johan Marlwana, the Director of the HLA, and it's a good night from all of us.